Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and there was just a beautiful interview with a black radio host and a black Republican candidate for president. And when facts got in the way, the liberal radio host, well, he got shut down quick by Republican Larry Elder. And I want you to see this awesome video. But before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out and they help our channel continue to grow. You know, as a white man myself, I'm loath to opine on these kind of things. They're not in my wheelhouse. I cannot tell black people how to feel about issues. I can't, it's not my place to do that. However, I do have opinions and I will share them because that's what I do. I think Larry Elder, who is a fantastic success story, I've been listening to his radio show for a long time, called in a couple times. I'm sure he doesn't remember that. I was just a young guy back then, but I called in a couple times. And I've always been a big fan of Larry Elder. And he sat down with Charlemagne from The Breakfast Club, which is a super popular show. And now Charlemagne says he's not a Democrat or a Republican, but you can tell by the way he talks, he leans liberal. I want you to watch the beginning of this interview when he kind of comes at Larry Elder with this gotcha question about, basically the insinuation, in my opinion, is, well, if you're a conservative, are you really black? Are you just not realizing that you're black, and you think you're white? That was the insinuation. And Larry Elder took issue with it. And then Larry Elder started teaching school, and Charlemagne's brash and kind of cocky tone, well, that got toned down real quick. Let's take a look.
Have you ever heard of the term wake-up call?
No.
It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded rather brutally by an unexpected act of racism. Have you ever had any of those?
Oh, brother.
I'm just asking. You think you've ever had
Well,
one
I'm acutely aware, Charlemagne, that I'm a black person, just as you are a black person. And when Joe Biden insulted you by saying, you ain't really black, we don't know whether or not you want to vote for me or vote for Donald Trump, it seems to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part. How dare this guy come in here and insult you, a black man, and tell you you got to think a certain kind of way? I'm amazed that you weren't mad about that.
I'm not gonna say it upset me, just like I'm not letting you upset me. You know what I mean? I don't tend to get upset over things like that. But what I did say,
well, you just not talk about a wake-up call, and it seemed to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part to have a white guy come in here who also said, by the way, about Mitt Romney. Because he didn't want to put more regulations on Wall Street, going to put y'all back in chains. And Joe Biden has lied for decades about his civil rights record, claiming that he desegregated movie theaters and restaurants in Wilmington, Delaware, when he didn't do any of that. He lied and said that he tried to visit Nelson Mandela during apartheid South Africa. He did not. And he came in here and told you aren't even black unless you think a certain kind of way. It seemed to me that should have been a wake-up call for you, but it wasn't, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, no, for the record, I'm not a Democrat or Republican.
I didn't say you were.
Yeah, I think both.
I don't know what you are. I never even asked you about your party affiliation.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, but you are black.
Absolutely.
And to have a white guy come in here and tell you have to say, think a certain kind of way, otherwise you, quote, ain't black. Wow.
How should I have replied to him, you think?
What I just now said, how dare you insult me and tell me I think as a human being, let alone as a black person? I don't tell you how to think, Joe Biden. How dare you come in here and tell me how I should think? I'm going to vote for Donald Trump if I want to vote for Donald Trump. And if I want to vote for Donald Trump, it does not make me not black. 20% of black people, black men, as I said, voted for Donald Trump in 2020. Are they not black now? So only 80% of black people, black men walking around are really black, 20% are not because they voted for Donald Trump. How insulting is that? How condescending is that?
I mean, you're probably right, but I didn't take it in that way.
I did.
As I said to him in that moment, it's just about me wanting something for my people, and I want to know what is he going to do for my people, and not only for my people now, how are you going to atone for the things you've done to my people?
Right.
That's it.
Right. And this is a guy, Joe Biden, who, when he first got into the Senate, hung out with segregationists, talked about how well he got along with them, talked about how he didn't want integration because of a jungle. This guy has made all sorts of insulting things to black people, and his policies right now are hurting black people. Inflation hurts the people at the bottom more than anything else. Letting a bunch of illegal aliens into the border are hurting black people more than anybody else, as I said earlier. He's opposed to school choice when he has his own kids in private school, and we lost a year, almost 2 years of in-school education in California because of COVID that he supported. I mean, this guy has done monstrous things to black people, and then for him to come in here and tell you how you ought to think as a black person, it blew my mind.
As a person objectively who doesn't care about either party.
Now, there was some liberal use of a racial term that I don't like and we don't like here at Explain America, so we bleeped that out. You can use your imagination as what was said there. It doesn't take away from the story to bleep it out. It's just not a word that we like. But I tell you, Larry Elder really hit him with all the facts. And when you hit people with all the facts, well, then things change. Then their opinions change. It's really hard to defend a lot of the things Joe Biden said if you're a person who believes in equality of the races, if you're a person who believes in black people having the same rights as white people have and the same freedoms as white people have, as we do here, as I do. If you believe in that, well, then Joe Biden's words and actions start to become really indefensible. His lies start to become really indefensible. And that's what happened to Charlemagne, who, like I said, got taken to school. I want to know what you guys think about this interview and what happened. Please let me know in the comments. Also, please remember to like, share, and subscribe because that really helps us out. I'm Carmine Sabia. This is Explain America. We love you guys. God bless you. Take care, everybody.